Welcome to All for One, your go-to series for all things vacation rentals. I'm Katie Bien.
And I'm Christy Conway, and together we have a combined 25 years of experience in the vacation rental industry. Join us weekly for short episodes packed with tips on growing your company and keeping up with today's trends.
Thanks for tuning in to All for One, because when it comes to success in this industry, we're all in it to win it together.
Hey, everybody. So today is a super important topic. It's all about networking and who you should network with and why. So we're going to just kick it off and start giving you guys a list of who we think you should get yourself in front of if you want to grow your property management company. Hey, Katie.
Hey, Christy. So what are the best ways to network? There's definitely conferences. I just came from a conference myself. Somebody told me something at the conference, which is kind of stuck in my head. Yeah, we come for the content, but we can get that online on YouTube. Really what we come for is the networking. And I think that's absolutely spot on.
Always find the people that you met at the last conference, right? Like, don't just assume you have a relationship with them because you met them for a few minutes. Because when you meet them, guess what? Each time they've met people that you didn't meet at the last conference. So if you see somebody you saw, what I do is I go sit down with them and, hey, how have you been? And then they say, oh, well, this is Jordan next to me. Meet him. He actually does this. You know what? He could actually probably use your company. So, it is all about business cards, but maintaining those relationships is what really is what I get out of it. That's huge. And then, of course, if you have anything to give out that's memorable, if somebody, that's great. So
Absolutely. Yeah, I've seen people giving out like hats or
yeah,
stickers, even funny stickers. I think the thing
yeah.
that's great about our industry is everybody just has a great sense of humor. We're all really kind and supporting, and things like that can be really fun. It's again just building those relationships, which are key in having in this industry, so we can all elevate it together.
For sure. Even the lady who wore the sparkly pants, I
Yeah.
mean, we're never going to forget her and her story. And it's just, you have to, if you really want to put yourself out there, you've got to do something that stands out. You can't wear just your basic white shirt and just walk around. You definitely, you've got to put yourself out there. And that's probably the number one thing with networking. If you're uncomfortable, you can teach yourself, okay, how do I get in front of people? And then I guess the other thing would be too, right, Katie, is if you're not the social butterfly, you need to hire somebody on your staff that is. So at least you can attend with them, but know that your word is going to get out there for networking.
Yeah, absolutely. If you are uncomfortable with it, you don't know what to say to people, the best thing you can do is ask somebody questions about themselves, right? Because not only do they have to learn from them, but people like to tell their story. So if
Yeah.
you are not comfortable exactly going up and saying, "Hi, I'm Katie," you can go up and say, "Hey, where are you based out of?" And just start with questions. I think that's the best way to open up a conversation with anybody. Everybody likes to tell their story, and it's just it's never going to offend somebody if you go up and ask them a question about themselves. What are some other types of ways that you can do networking, Christy? We've got you can volunteer potentially for a committee. What else did you do in your days, Christy?
Absolutely. So if you guys want to stand out in your local area, you definitely have to get involved. So it's great to get involved with the overall industry, but you really have to have a local presence. So a lot of things that we did is we actually hosted events within the community. We did a big 4th of July one. And we sponsored it and everybody loved it. We had it going from the time I started until the time I left. I mean, it was huge. And when it rained, people wanted to know, when are you going to reschedule it? So really building up an event that people enjoyed coming to. People really got to know us and understand who we were. And then, of course, the Chamber of Commerce. You've got to be involved with all the local people there, because when you go there, I don't know about you, but you would meet plumbers and you would meet housekeepers, somebody who just opened up a housekeeping business, people trying to get their names out there, and potentially people that could really elevate your business.
Absolutely. And especially when you build those relationships with what can eventually become vendors, they can even become advocates for you. We would give our vendors $100 gift card if they referred a homeowner to us that signed up with us, because they were going into homes, they were meeting people, they were going out there and meeting more homeowners than we were just organically. So having them
Yeah.
as an advocate on your side can be huge. Um, Another source of network can be masterminds, right? I was
Oh,
actually,
yes.
when I was a Ventori client, I was in the Ventori mastermind group, which Tristan has taken off and created this amazing mastermind community. But that was just my first entry really into networking. I remember I I went into the mastermind group and I said, I really need to revamp how I onboard new homes. I need an
Mm.
SOP and I'm kind of overwhelmed. I don't know where to start. And I'll never forget somebody goes, I just redid my SOP. Here, you can have mine. And it really allowed us to not have to reinvent the wheel with everything, right? Um, so I think the masterminds can be a really effective tool too for not only networking, but helping you from making mistakes, from having to start from scratch on everything, and really understanding that you are not alone.
Yeah, and the best thing about those too is when I'm on them, same thing, right? People are always willing to share in this industry, but also, hey, what kind of volunteer work are you doing? What are you doing in your community? And it can spark some of those ideas for you.
Okay, so let's wrap it up with some actionable items here, Christy. So things you can do for networking: attending conferences, maybe take a little gifty, some kind of swag, go up to people, ask them about themselves. What else can we do, Christy?
Yeah, definitely don't forget to sponsor some local events. It doesn't have to be huge. It could be something very little but memorable. And then, of course, you want to make sure you reach out to your Chamber of Commerce if you haven't done so already. The other cool thing is, guys, guess what? When you join that club, sometimes there's trophies to win, awards to win, and then you can put that out there and let people know. I'll share my picture of a trophy we won. And then the other thing, of course, is the power of LinkedIn. So you don't want to forget to use that. Everybody's on Facebook, Instagram, but they're also on LinkedIn as well, even though they might be quiet.
Yeah.
Katie, any people that you're following right now on LinkedIn that are good for everyone to
Oh,
follow now?
so Brooke Fouts, he always puts out amazing information. I would say Valerie Gangus, I love following her. She always has such great insight to share. Lauren Madewell is just
Yeah.
hilarious and wonderful. I love Matt Landau, of course. I think he's just a wonderful person making a lot of great contributions to our industry. And Tristan Webb with the masterminds. He's really does probably the best mastermind facilitator I've ever seen. So he's another great one.
Yeah, and if anybody has anybody else that they're following on LinkedIn that they think people should know about, comment that below and we're happy to put together a list. We hope you guys have a great day and stay tuned. We have more stuff coming next week.
Yeah,
See
let's
you
do
guys.
it.